So, you guys remember how people are saying that YouTube needs to clarify the advertiser-friendly guidelines? Well, I've learned a few things about the advertiser-friendly guidelines. First of all, I mentioned in a previous video that I put a bait video which YouTube had taken due to the gratuitous amount of curse words in the title, it although it took them a while to actually get to demonetizing it for whatever reason. After which I changed the name of the video to "This Was Bait, You Idiots," and then I clicked this button over here, the helping feedback button, which I found through a help article. And then I hit the email button, and then I went to monetize in AdSense, and I just filled this form out, told them that I'm pretty sure this video meets the advertiser-friendly guidelines. And yes, in spite of the video containing Hitler, who is a controversial character, or historical figure I should say. I mean, he's a character in this video because he's from Downfall, or Der Untergang, or whatever you want to call it, but yeah, it's pretty much alright, because apparently context is important. You know, there is a bit of information on this article, this help page article, that a lot of people seem to not have noticed. Now, everyone knows about this part where it says content that is considered inappropriate for advertising. But what you might not know about is this part here where it says best practices for creating advertiser-friendly content. Now, as I said, it says right here, remember, context is key. We understand that high-quality content isn't always sanitized, especially when it comes to real-world issues. If your video has graphical material in it, you can help make it advertiser-friendly by providing context. So yeah, it turns out that it's not an all-inclusive thing. Now, it says here, use these best practices to successfully monetize your content on YouTube. Follow their policy guidelines, which I'll bring up right now as a reminder. There's the issue of privacy, hateful content, which is something they tend to just overlook. Harassment and cyberbullying, again, something they tend to overlook. Impersonation, yeah, because all those fake game theory channels on all of MapHat's latest rants about how some video game character is psychotic, somehow they manage to get away with that. Even though they're obvious spam bots, they still manage to get away with that. Okay, let's see, threats, yeah, I'm pretty sure that they actually do deal with threats, because that's something that they could get legal trouble for. Say with child endangerment, and yeah, that stuff is also something they tend to overlook. Anything short of excessively violent or graphic content is also something they'll always overlook. And I'm not sure what's the difference between harmful and dangerous content and violent content, but okay. And spam is something they tend to let run rampant. Even their spam filter is such pure bullshit, but you know, what are you gonna do? And that's basically it. Like, there's all this stuff. It's, you know, stuff that's pretty basic that you should know better not to do. Now, as for the rest of the things, it says, do create a title and thumbnail for your video that represents the content. It goes without saying, you know. It can still be a bit clickbaity, but at the same time, it does have to be not misleading, you know. And then do create content that appeals to brand advertisers, which will increase the chances of an advertiser sponsor. Yeah. I wouldn't bother going out of your way to do that sort of thing, honestly. Just let it happen naturally. Don't use explicit language or imagery in the title or thumbnail. Okay, that's bullshit. I know plenty of people get away with doing that. And lastly, don't embed promotions for your sponsors in your video, as this can create advertiser conflict. As it so happens, this is actually a violation of the terms of service, apparently. But aside from that, the paid product placement policy is pretty flexible. See, doing the promotions in your videos with the YouTube AdSense stuff, it violates Section 4 of their terms of service, which is, obviously a bad thing. I don't know why they do this. It doesn't make too much sense, because I guess some advertisers don't play well together. I don't know. But you can, I'll link their policy on the product placements in the description. You can read that over yourselves. There's also this important detail which I had hypothesized about due to how they handled the demonetization of my own video. How content is approved for ads. As it turns out, this is a hybridized sort of thing. Well, yes, they do have automatic systems. They also have advertiser controls and community guideline flagging. Although that's not really a advertiser-friendly issue as much as the mature content thing, where they have the age-restricted content, which will demonetize your video even if you do it yourself. I don't know. Maybe that is tied into being advertiser-friendly. I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to this. I mean, people are just kind of jumping the gun, naysaying, and, doing all the stuff that humanity is so prone to do when things start looking just the slightest bit bad. Humanity is so irrational sometimes, but, I don't know, the trolls are due on YouTube Street, I wonder how many people are going to get that reference. Anyway, that's pretty much it, so until next time, stay determined.